Huck, release. Find it. Good job. Good boy. Good job, good job, good job. Good job, good job, good job. So let's talk about how Huckleberry learned to find the items he was looking for. Step one is to have something that the dog loves. That something could be a treat. The advantage of treats is that they are small and smelly, which makes them easy to hide and easy to find. They could also be a toy. The advantage of toys is they don't take up space for dinner. And they can also be tugged and fetched, and that can help to create a higher drive for the Find It game for dogs who love to tug and fetch. With Huck, he tends to prefer the treats, so that's what we did. But if you're not sure, you can always test your dog. Huck, release. Oh, yay, treats. Good boy. Step two is actually to have the dog start finding the items that you're leaving for him. This isn't actually finding at this stage. You're simply trying to use the term often enough that the dog begins to create an association between the words find it and that there's something awesome for the dog to start looking for. It's kind of a promise to the dog. If I use the word find it, there's something that you want to start looking for because you're going to find it and it's pretty awesome. At the very beginning stages, you'll want to just put one out, say 2 feet away. Then, or let's say 2 feet away. Then maybe one that's 3 feet away, 4 feet, 5 feet. You're trying to teach the dog that there's always something there, and you really want to make it easy for the dog. You're not trying to teach him to do any type of searching, just simply that the words find it have a lot of meaning. Huck, release, find it. Good boy. And that they will get a payoff at the end. All right, the next step, step 3, is to start hiding the item so that the dog has to actually find it. In this case, you want to hide it in plain sight, but put it a place where the dog doesn't actually see where it goes. In my case, I use this entryway as a good starting place. I would typically hide one right there by the door. Sometimes I would hide one up there in the stairs a little bit. And sometimes I would hide one in the hallway. The hallway was useful because I actually started creeping down the hallway as I wanted him to learn that we're expanding the search parameters. The gate up there isn't there to stop Huckleberry from searching further. It's to keep Ayla from gate crashing the Find It party. We like to play them separate. You want to keep the search area small, and if your dog can see where you're going, because Huck can obviously see whether or not I'm going to the door or down the hallway, you want to actually go to all the areas. So every time I dropped it, I would go to all 3 areas, and I'd usually only drop it in one. Huck, release, find it! And he could then search the parameters. Again, when we started this, we would typically just put one out. Huck is getting a bonanza right now. Huck, find it! Oh. The higher up steps were actually a bit of a hard one for him because it was the first one I placed out of his sight. But he's an old pro at that now. There you go. You found them all. Good job. What a good boy. Yes, you're so good. What a good job. Good boy. You can keep looking. You never know. But I don't think I put any more down. Good boy. The 4th step is to start hiding it in places that aren't directly visible, but with a shift of perspective they can find it. In this case, I've hidden it behind this little hallway so that when he passes it the first time, he may not see it immediately, but as he turns around to come back to get a second look, he'll definitely spot it. This is teaching him to click in a little bit more into his nose, possibly, and start looking for it. When you start searching this way, this is a time where it might be easier to lose your dog. If you found you've gone too far, you can kind of wander over closer to the item to encourage them to look. But you don't want to do that too much because you don't want the dog to start cueing off of you or start looking to you for the answers. You just want to do it if you go too far. And if you find that you've gone too far once, you want to take a baby step back or two the next couple of times. Where I found Huck had the most trouble is when I changed rooms. When we were searching the hallway, it was a very different game than search the hallway or the family room. So as we switched and added more rooms on, I might have to do a little wandering to help him out. Huck! Release! Find it! Let's see, he passed it up. Oh, there it is! Good boy! Huck, good job! Huck, good job! Good boy! Good job! One of the things I like to do at the end of some of the searches is toss treats at him, because that just increases the excitement level and makes the game that much more fun. Step 5 can be fun, but it's one that we skipped. It's where you start hiding it slightly inaccessible so the dog has to start searching for it. One of the main reasons why we skipped it is we are fortunate in that if you leave a bag of treats out, say, on a chair, Huck does not tend to find those right now, and we didn't necessarily want to teach him any problem solving about that. But if you wanted to do this, you could probably not have the dog on the rug, but put it underneath like a little dog bed or something like that, and then say, Huck, find it! And start teaching a little problem solving that way. Just beware with this one. Good boy. Step 6 is to make the treat inaccessible so that the dog has to alert on the treat, and then you can then help them gain access to it. Huck, release. Find it. Good boy. So he's definitely interested. Now I'm going to go, Huck, sit. Huck, sit. Good boy. Release. Good job. And I'm going to turn the box over for him so that he can get the treat from the box. Is it there? I'm pretty sure I put one in there. Good job. Let's talk through some tips. One tip I have is don't put a treat someplace where you don't want the dog searching. I don't want Huck to learn to go on top of tables, so I never hide a treat here. I never put it in shoes, in jackets. When you teach a dog to search, you know that they might end up start searching for things that you've left out accidentally too. But what if your dog doesn't want to find either toys or treats? Then try to find something else that your dog does want to find, perhaps even yourself. Huck, here! Good boy! Good job! Yay! Good boy! Good job! My next tip is if the dog starts watching you, make sure that you ignore the dog. You don't want the dog to cue off of you, and if you stop looking at the dog will start to ignore you again. So make sure that you can watch the dog all you want while the dog's distracted by the search. But if the dog starts looking your way, you want to go back to an ignore. My next tip is no nose. Even mild corrections here can help to decrease the dog's drive. So if you don't have a dog who stays up to scratch, then go ahead and use something handy like a gate or a crate or a leash to help keep them back. You can then let them go and tell them to go find it. Ayla, find it! Good girl. If you do have two dogs and one stays up to scratch, this is a great time to reinforce behaviors of the dog who's staying while the other dog gets to find it. In this case, I'm going to pick up 2 treats, one for the dog finding it and one for the dog who's staying. Ayla, find it. Good girl. Good boy. Again, you don't want to focus on a lot of corrections here, so if the stay's not up to scratch for the second dog, don't worry about it. That's why we have gates and leashes and things like that to help make it easier and more fun. Good dogs. Yes. My last tip is work to the level of your dog and have fun with whatever that level is. Huck's at a stage right now where we're working on searching anywhere on the first floor. Ayla's at a stage right now where we're working on search somewhere within 5 to 10 feet of me. No matter what the dog's searching, it's a really fun game for them. Ayla, find it!